sign calls.
Yeah,
How that changed. I mean, it changed my business when you told me about that.
Yeah, one of the things, so there was a point like in the heyday of short sales where I got up to where I had 150 listings, and I called my mentor and I said, I want to get more leads out of my listings. And he said, it's awesome. How many leads are you getting now? I said, I have no idea. I just need more. And he's like, well, and then he called me a name, which I can't repeat here. Right? And he said, how will you know more if you don't even know what you have now? And so one of the things he did is every sign call needs to be tracked. If you don't know exactly how many leads you're getting from every single source, you should stop spending money and go figure out every single source, how many you're getting and what the conversion is. And so that took me down a whole pipeline. But every sign in my yard, and I just sold Brian on this, I've been selling for 2 years, just as a slow implementer, no offense, is every sign in your yard, every yard sign should be call tracked. So when someone drives by, even if they hang up, you should get an email saying this sign call in your yard. And you can take that data and reuse the data forever. But if most agents, I'll talk to them, like especially in our market center, they'll say, oh, we're not getting sign calls anymore, sign calls are dead. No, you just have a cell phone that you don't answer often enough, right? And they just call the agent down the street. Yeah. So just by the call fire conversation, I mean, how many sign calls are you getting a month now? How many do you think you were getting and how many are you getting?
We thought we were between 200 and 250 and found out we were in excess of 400.
Wow.
Yeah. And so is it product, CallFire?
Well, CallFire, RingCentral, I mean, it's an IVR type system.
They're all just call routing
It's IVR.
Yeah,
just
the
still
cheapest
phone
one.
number. Yeah.
The cheapest one's Google Voice. It's free, and it does a very simplified version of what CallFire does, right? One thing I will say though is in a world where consumers want everything on demand and they can literally pull up their iPhone and Google the address, if you do make it too complicated, meaning you don't answer the phone when they call, or if in any way, shape, or form it's too complicated to get the information, they'll get it on their own without you. So one of the systems that I've used now for years, and it's funny because there's not many people that have known about this for a while until Ben Kinney bought it, was Kwikly, KWKLY. And now that's being revitalized, but here in Austin, Texas, it's been working, connected to GPS and connected to our MLS. So what happens is somebody drives by a property and texts the code for, just text a word to this code, and GPS picks up right where they are, picks up the closest by listing, texts them the information, photos, everything right then and there, captures their information and sends it to us. We're pulling in 250 leads a month off of this, and it costs less than $100. I mean, it's super cheap.
Yeah.
And what we found out was even little things like we had it up on our sign as a rider. We pulled it off of our rider and we stuck it on its own sign next to the for sale sign. We almost doubled our leads just by doing that. So there's little tweaks that you can do to bring in leads without spending a ton of extra money just by using the sign.
Yeah, one of my biggest ahas after talking to all of you was how low tech you kind of do go. And you keep it that way, even though you're running these big teams. We talked Google Docs, Google Calendar, Uber Conference, which isn't that expensive. You're using Smart Sheets and Excel documents. I mean, who would have thought, right? So when do you invest? Like, at what point do you decide this isn't working, I've pushed it to its limit, and now it's time to reinvest in a system or technology?
I can say for us, first I've got to analyze, is it the system or is it actually us? Is there better coaching for the individual that's over that specific system or technology, and are we not using it to its full capacity? Because I know over the course of our 7 or 8 years as a team, and we've certainly underutilized some technology and moved on to the next shiny object, and we kind of pulled that back and said, are we really pushing this as hard as we need to? But I think you said it great. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I know we try to keep it relatively low tech. Like, we are really trying to use the most simple systems instead of looking at all of the vendors who I love and know out in the hallway there. But there's so many interesting tools out there. Again, the best one's going to be the ones you're just going to use. Like Uber Conference, you mentioned. And the greatest thing about Uber Conference, and I don't know if you have the slide where it shows everyone's picture up there, but Uber Conference is a conference system that we use for our expansion partners. Every Tuesday we have a call, and what the conference system does is it's one with all the maps on there. But all the conference system does, it calls you instead of you calling in.
Yeah.
That was such a game changer, so simple, but such a game changer for us because the 8 or 9 or however many are on that call. I mean, most of them are all high Ds and really have no respect for anybody else's time. So they'd call in at 10:32, 10:34, and the frustration would mount. You can imagine how the call would kick off.
I wonder where they get it.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So, thank you. So,